Welcome back to the ongoing writer-director commentary for C for Chaos. This is episode 15, Meeting the Wolfman. This is JT Roberts, writer, director, producer of C for Chaos, originally intended as a film, now brought to you as a web series. Because this film/web series was properly named C for Chaos. It was a chaotic affair to make it. It's been a chaotic affair in post-production. And something has taken quite some time to slouch towards Bethlehem to be born here again on YouTube. Episode 15, the conclusion of those great intro titles by editor Esper Bowers. Narration provided by Martin Bose of Attrition. Find him at www.attrition.co.uk. Check out Martin and his band there. They are absolutely fantastic. Now here right away you can see the age of this series, because we had, as a prop in the scene, we had one of those old school monitors, which is actually was in use at the time. This is before everything made the jump to widescreen and flat screen monitors, widescreen 16:9 ratio. It was quite a paradigm shift coming in after the completion of this film. That's something I suppose filmmakers have always had to kind of battle with, which might in part be why the great directors like Alfred Hitchcock always experimented with technology. Now right here you see the audio is out of sync because Scott's still talking like he was on the phone, but he's not on the phone, so got a slight editing issue there. But anyway, so Hitchcock was always experimenting with new media, new methods of filmmaking, whatever kind of effects he could come up with, and sometimes it looked great and progressive, and other times it looked a bit hokey and instantly dated. But I suppose that greatness is part of taking challenges, part of being great. I was thrown off for a second there, but we see our good friend Kevin as the guy taking tickets at the door, or selling passes, whatever you call it, when one enters a gentleman's club such as the Dark Forest here is presented. Now, should start to catch on if you follow the works of Campbell at all. There's a lot of Campbellian philosophy throughout this episode. The Dark Forest, so art is literally going into the Dark Forest, like the classic forests of old. You see them everywhere. Whether it's Dorothy going into the forest in The Wizard of Oz, or King Arthur's knights going into the forest in search of the Holy Grail, or Little Red Riding Hood going through the forest, we all enter that landscape. I also follow Bruno Bettenhelm's The Uses of Enchantment. Is that the full title? I don't know, it's been a few years since I've read it. But where he breaks down the subtexts and psychological meanings behind fairy tales, and talks about how they were produced, how they were created. This is a great sequence because we have our actual strip club, and here we are in an actual strip club with real lady dancers of the night. And here you see Art come in, meet with Jimmy, and the idea is Jimmy is so socially inept that he would try to grab on the girls like that, which is what results in them getting thrown out. So Art finally catches up with them. Now here, of course, we had to film this after hours, and it was totally crazy. But poor Steve here playing Kilroy had to be one of my absolute, I don't know, just ball-busting monologues. The scene, because I wrote this whole storyline about this crazy drug dealer that kills his girlfriend and her paramour, and kills him in the club, and in this club here. So there's Steve looking at him. There's a nice upshot there. You see those lovely flashing disco light effects added by editor Esperant Bowers there. Adds a nice little bit of pizzazz to this particular sequence in these shots. Of course, this was one of those fun nights to film, I have to say, getting to enjoy a nice evening at the club. Now, all of our camera angles are very, very limited because there were mirrors everywhere, which is something you'll know if you've ever been inside of a gentleman's club. I'll keep that going. But so we really had to shoot everything at these extreme up angles, these nice low angles, and that was the only way we could stay away from the mirrors. There's a quick cameo from the director. There are actually two cameos. You see me walking through one way, and then I'm sitting in the scene in another angle. So a very rare on-screen cameo from me, because I believe directors should be behind the cameras, not in front of it. You know, being in front of it, that's the province of the actors. They're part of it going on from the inside. But being the director, you very much have to look at these things like you're the god of this world, and make sure everything is coming through the way you need it to. Now here Art is meeting with the Wolfman again. I wanted to create this mythological figure inside of the storyline, and he goes to the Wolfman, who tells him to cut the deck, draw a card, and this will be his reading, his fate. And of course, it's never anything good when these kind of things happen, but when we look at the cards, we see that the devil is one of them. So, yeah. It was just an attempt to build more psychological horror, and it's supposed to be a good evil laugh there. And Art is back. Now, was he asleep the whole time? Did he just wake up? What just happened? And that's how I'm trying to leave the audience at this point. Here's more crazy images we shot in various places. Like, they're supposed to represent the other patrons in the bar here. And of course, they throw Jimmy and Kilroy out because Jimmy was trying to grab the girls while they were dancing.